Hello again, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello. Hello to the second half of this presentation, the Mary Elizabeth Variety Hour.
Yeah.
Yes. And a lot is, we haven't done, I joke we haven't done a show probably in several weeks. A lot of crazy things have happened.
Yeah.
Not good things, nothing awful.
Yeah.
But one of the things that changed since I last saw you about me is that we were talking about a show where she was going to be in called GYPSY, a very famous musical, and then they called me and they wanted me in the show too. So
Yeah.
now I'm going to be in the show. And then we were supposed to do it already, but then one of the cast, the main star of it, pretty much, or one of the two or three main stars, got pneumonia, and we had to cancel the whole production because there was no. She was such a big star, there was no understudy for her.
Till January.
Yeah, till January. It's not really a holiday themed show, so they could do it almost any time of the year. So we're going to do it in late January.
Yeah.
The children's theater is putting it on. Children's theater putting on a show about a most famous stripper of all time. Next up, we're going to do the best little whorehouse in Texas. All bunch of kids in fancy cowboy outfits. Let's see. So I think they have other shows that you're going to be in. A Christmas Story,
Yeah.
which is you shouldn't do that in the middle of summer. You should do it in around Christmas time, which comes first,
Yeah.
and then you just finished Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver.
We'll
Yes.
get back to Gypsy in a moment. So tell us about Oliver. How did that work out?
It went really well.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good crowd, and
Mhm.
I played a street vendor.
A street vendor.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
were not a street urchin like most of the people.
No.
You know, well, Annie is sort of Dickensian. Harry Potter is sort of Dickensian,
Yeah.
and with the orphans and the old living and everything. And but uh, Chris, what was it? Oliver Twist or Oliver, based on the book Oliver Twist, it really is Dickensian.
Yeah.
We're joking. I think we talked about this before that there's no there's no children in English literature until Dickens invented them, and really there's David Copperfield, the Great Expectation as children, Tiny Tim, which we've done before. We've done that
Yeah.
that show, and now Oliver Twist, and what musical numbers were you in?
I was in Consider Yourself.
Oh, that's a good one. How does that go again?
Yeah, consider yourself at home. Consider yourself part of the family. We take it to you so strong. It's hard to get along. Consider yourself well in. Consider yourself part of the furniture. La 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 la.
Consider yourself one of us.
Yeah, and I was in the opening part.
Oh, the food, glorious
Yeah.
food. Yeah.
Food, glorious food. La 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 la.
Yeah. Now we're in the mood, cold and custard. Just picture a great big steak, dried, roasted, or stewed. Oh, food, marvelous food, glorious food,
Wonderful
full food.
food.
Oh yeah, it's a great show, and the movie is good. You know, the movie won Best Picture. The kid in it you never saw again, but the other kid in it almost won the Oscar. Jack Wilde, he played the Artful Dodger. Artful Dodger is a very good part. I think
Yeah.
he's the one who actually sings the "Consider Yourself" part,
Yeah.
and he's Fagin, and
Yeah.
oh man, that's quite a story. And I have to admit, every time I see anything having to do with Oliver Twist, I like it up until the part Fagin kind of doesn't have as big a part because then it just becomes Bill Sikes and violence and cruelty.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, but that's important because that you wouldn't have a happy ending without all that unhappiness that happens
Yeah.
between Fagin and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and a lot of our friends were in it, and that was really good, Oliver. And so we have Gypsy coming up,
Yeah. Gypsy.
and I get to play. I'll keep you posted as it gets closer, but I get to play
Mr.
a.
Goldstone.
I play Mr. Goldstone. I don't have any lines. I just play Mr. Goldstone, and have an egg roll, Mr. Goldstone. You know, da 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 da. Da. I don't know. I don't have to sing it, so I don't know the words. I was. This is the second show that I play a guy that gets sung to by the rest of the cast. And this they sing to me, Mr. Goldstone. I play a guy who gets everyone a job, and on the circuit, nightclub circuit, vaudeville circuit, I should say, and Orpheum circuit, I think is what it was called. And then earlier I was in the Book of Esther, and I play Mordecai, and Haman sings a song to me about he's forced to sing a song about how great I am. So I have two songs sung to me in the last like year or so that if I appeared on a talk show, they could play those either one of those as my theme song. You know, I always wanted a theme song like "Thanks for the Memory" or "Da da da da." Da. I always want a theme song. Well, I think I got two of them now.
Speaking of that song, you know Sophia Patella from Golden Girls?
Yes.
She was singing it.
What
It
song?
said, "Thanks for the Medicare, the
Thanks.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield, the lift that finally healed. We thank you so much."
Oh man.
There, she was kind of making fun of the
Of the
thanks for the memory.
Thanks for the Memory.
So
Yeah.
she mixed it all up, saying, "Thanks for the memory."
Thanks for
Okay.
the Medicare.
Thanks for the Medicare, the Blue Cross and Blue Shield, the lift that finally healed. We thank you so much.
Oh yeah, you know I saw a documentary, American Masters on PBS of Bob Hope, and I found out all this stuff about Bob Hope I didn't know. One thing was that song, "Thanks for the Memory," his theme song.
Yeah.
He sang it in a movie, the big broadcast 9:38. In one, he just sings it with somebody else. I don't know who the other woman, Ginger Rogers, somebody, and they sing it, and then that becomes his theme song ever since. It won the Oscar for best song of the year. And a lot of people do sing it. It's not a song about Bob Hope, but because he sang it, it became a theme song. It was a really good documentary. It's about his going to. He went to, as everyone knows, he entertained the troops during World War II. And when World War II was over, he thought, well, I don't have to do that anymore. And then the president Truman, I think, said, I think the soldiers in other places would like to have you come visit them. And he did that. And then he went to Korea for the Korean War. And then he kept doing it pretty much through the Vietnam War and Desert Storm and everything. While he died in 2003 at 100. But up until maybe the late 1990s, he was still doing it. And I guess the first Persian Gulf War, he was there. And so in what 1990, he was probably out there for too long because his humor was kind of old fashioned, his views were kind of old fashioned because he was kind of for the war, you know. Most people were for it, like even today. You we get in a war, you know, you want America to win it, but but then after a while, because when are we going to win this war? When is it going to be over? We can't just send people over and over again. And so he sort of was kind of an old fogey, but he never retired. Thanks for the
I don't have that song in my head. The Blue Cross and Blue Shield, let that family heal. We thank you so much.
Oh man, I'll be getting Medicare soon.
I actually already have Medicare through
You have Medicare?
through Social Security.
Yeah, well that's good. You don't have to tell everybody.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I did
I'll
that.
tell everybody. See this hair? It's all fake. It's all the wig. Want to see me move it? I won't take it off, but I'll move it. See, I can move my wig there.
Yeah, right.
If I had a wig, it'd look better than this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Oh, I was talking to somebody the other day. You're gonna love this. I was talking to someone the other day, a woman I knew for 25 years already, and I said, and I was looking at old pictures in her photo album. You know what I said to her?
What?
I said, when I first met you, my hair was all black. You see what you have done to me, what you've driven me to. So I remember some guy was yelling at his son once.
Oh.
He said, and his son was, back talking him and everything. He goes, "Hey," and he said to his kid, "I was there." He said, "Listen, when I see some gray in your hair, then we'll be on equal footing. But I've worked with this gray, and you better listen to everything I say."
Yeah.
So he said, "Well, maybe when I'm 40 years old, I'll have gray in my hair too." He goes, "Yeah, but then he opened up his chest. He goes, unless you have gray on your chest, I don't want to hear anything from you." Which he claimed that he already had. Yeah. So yeah, so I have we're getting ready for a lot of the Christmas season. Are you familiar with Igor Stravinsky?
So familiar, but
Igor Stravinsky invented rock and roll.
okay.
Well, he didn't really invent rock. He invented. He was the first modern music. This is actually the London Symphony Orchestra with Claudia Abbado. I think it's how you pronounce his name. I forget. I used to know how to pronounce all these names when I was a DJ, but I don't know them anymore. But Claudio Abbado and or Abbado, and Igor Stravinsky was from Russia, and he wrote all this music. I think during the Stalinist era, he came to Paris, and then he eventually came to America, and he lived pretty much the rest of his life in California,
Oh
Los
yeah.
Angeles. And anyway, he died in the 1970s. He lived a long time. He lived to be, I think, well into his 80s at least.
Yeah.
And he was always writing music, a lot. But his most famous music was he even wrote stuff called jazz, but it was for an orchestra. And Igor Stravinsky uh, wrote when he was in Paris, the Firebird Suite, or the Firebird, I guess it's the ballet. And he never stopped writing. A lot of his stuff you may not recognize. A lot of his stuff would, I think a lot of the stuff they use in movies and on commercials. So I recognize that from the toilet paper commercials. That's Igor Stravinsky.
Yeah.
But Igor Stravinsky's greatest work, and one he's going to be always famous for, is The Rite of Spring. He wrote it in Paris, and Nijinsky, the famous ballet dancer, danced to it, and it caused such a ruckus that they rioted the people. They never heard anything so terrible, so blasphemous. This is like in 1911, I think. And so, I mean, they were used to, like, Beethoven and more melodical stuff. So Stravinsky, but the Stravinsky thought nothing of it. Yeah, I'll write more like that. Now this is really weird. He the Rite of Spring, when they made the movie Fantasia by Walt Disney. You ever seen Fantasia?
Yes.
Okay. Remember the scene with all the dinosaurs?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty much evolution. It begins with a big explosion, and then all the single cell organisms that become live in the water, and then they come on land and they become dinosaurs, and then I think at the end the meteors hit the dinosaur and kill them all. He was the only living composer at the time, Stravinsky, that had one of his works in Fantasia. There was what it was the there was what was that? Hello, Muddah, Hello, Faddah. That music.
Oh yeah. Allan Sherman.
Well, wasn't Alan? Well, it was the original. And also there was of course the Sorcerer's Apprentice by Dukas. There was I'll remember in a moment. all this good music, and I mean all great music. Night on Bald Mountain, Ave Maria. I think. Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Suite was in it too. And so what happened was they uh, he was still alive, so he saw this different interpretation of the Rite of Spring that he had. It was all dinosaurs and everything, and he hated it. And he told Walt Disney he hated it, which kind of put a damper on Fantasia because Fantasia was not a hit. They made a sequel to Fantasia in the year 2000, 60 years later. It's the longest time between an original and a sequel there was.
Yeah.
And both are good. But the so what happened was he did not. But the craziest thing happened with the Rite of Spring was that the Rite of Spring, this where they rioted, where that would be probably 30 years earlier, a little less than 30 years earlier. Now everyone loved this music because it was in Fantasia. And probably the most memorable thing in Fantasia is that section with the dinosaurs. It's pretty remarkable and everything. And check that out. If you're not familiar with the history behind that music, certainly go see get a video of Fantasia and watch that because it's so good. You know. And let's see what else we have here. I got this. I got this. I was very disappointed in it. I don't even know if I have it right. I think this is a CD. It's called Chet Floyd and Boots, and it's Chet Atkins, Boots Randolph, the saxophonist, Chet Atkins guitarist, and Floyd Kramer the pianist. Now, all I'm not taking anything away from them, but I got this idea that when I got this CD, it'd be them playing music together.
Yeah.
But they didn't play music together. There'd be one performance of one, and then another one, and another one. There's only 9 performances on here. I think there's no more than 16 minutes worth of songs on here. So it just goes by really fast. And if you have any of their works, you probably already have them on other CDs. And then I realized something about this. This is from like the Columbia Record and Tape Club.
Yeah.
We talked about the Columbia Record and Tape Club before, and I think what happened was if you didn't order a CD, they would send you something that they think you would like, and this is one of the garbagey CDs they would send you. Not one of Chet's best ones, not one of Boots' best ones, or not one of Floyd's best ones, but just this amalgam of garbage that they put in this thing. I mean, the music is fine. It's just that they don't put enough of it on there, and you think you're getting something different. I had a friend who came to visit me from when I used to live in Ireland, and he came to visit America. I introduced him to my mom's from Ireland, and she was so great to see someone from Ireland here in Virginia, and he was going back to Ireland probably in the next week. And he says, I'm waiting for my Columbia Record and Tape Club stuff to get. I said, why did you get into that? He goes, yeah, it was something like 10 albums for a penny. I send them the penny. I'm waiting for the 10 albums. And then I'm leaving town. I said, you belong to a club there. You have to pay something like, in those days, something like $7 or $8, a lot of money for each one of these CDs. And he goes, well, that's someone else's problem, not mine.
Yeah.
And I got a big laugh about that. I think it was behavior like that caused no more of that clip joint called the Columbia Record and Tape Club. Gosh, what a Ponzi scheme that was. Did you belong to that?
No, but
No.
but I wanted to. But
Well, I wanted to when I didn't know any better, because when you're a kid, you think you're going to get something for nothing. You think riches are just going to fall out of the sky for you. Oh, 1 penny, 10 albums. Oh, I don't think there's a catch. I believe that it's all on the up and up. But so many people told me they almost went bankrupt, and it was like trying to it was almost like trying to get rid of Rumpelstiltskin, trying to get rid of them. What is the name of that elf? Anyway, so so I so oh, this kid was he was a very nice kid. I was in my 20s living in Ireland, and I was probably in my 30s when this guy came to visit. And he was telling my mom what a great guy I was and everything. And I think my mom needed to hear that because she was very disappointed in all my detentions at school and everything. A real bad boy. Anyway, so she said, and when he came to visit my parents, I worked with his parents in the radio station. So when he came to visit my parents, he was the greatest. I said, and his friend, he had another friend with him. He goes, what was it like when Kevin came to visit? He goes, it was almost like having Bruce Springsteen come to your house. That's the greatest compliment I ever heard. Oh, he's like having Bruce Springsteen come to your house. I have no problem with that. Speaking of Ireland, I have. This is the last one we're going to show. This is an album. I don't think we've ever mentioned this album before, but it's a really good album. It's Van Morrison sings with the Chieftains, popular Irish songs, and
Van Morrison's good.
Van. Yeah, Van is Van. I've never seen Van. Van's very hard, elusive to see, and when
I
you
have
do see him, he's very expensive.
I have one of his albums.
Yeah, this. I don't know why Van is a good singer, but he is.
I have a song called Moon Dance.
Moondance, yeah.
Yeah.
Van is not a. I mean, he really gets to the heart and soul of the Brown Eyed Girl, all those good songs. Tupelo Honey, I mean, they're all great songs, and he writes a lot of them. And I heard him the first time. I have to admit, the first time I Domino. Remember that song?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Domino.
Domino.
Yeah. And that might have been the first time I heard, but that was only on the top 40. I actually saw him perform. I mean, on in a movie, The Last Waltz. Martin Scorsese filmed the last performance of the band, and he sings a song Bing Crosby made famous, Irish lullaby,
Yeah.
but he sings it in his Van Morrison style.
Tooraloo-aloo,
Tooraloo, it's an Irish
Irish melody
lullaby.
or lullaby, whatever it is.
It is a lullaby. Oh, by the way, when I was on the radio, I used to do it really. I used to be really late. I would play songs like that,
Yeah.
and a lot of Bing Crosby and a lot of local Irish stuff, and it would be like 2 in the morning, and they would say, can you play this song right away? Because I have to go to bed. I have to go to sleep, and I would say, hey, I'll play it for you, but I don't play lullabies here. I want people to stay up all night long listening to my I was on all night long on the radio. So anyway, let me tell you, I've never seen Van. I still hope he's still performing and everything. He was with the Chieftains, who I have seen. They came to Richmond on St. Patrick's Day one year. Sadly, a lot of them are not with us anymore, including the main guy, Paddy Maloney. But they are really good, and they bring their own dancers with them. That Irish, that step dancing, the
Oh yeah.
river dance, I guess they
I
call it
remember dance. Yeah.
river dance. Yeah,
Irish jig.
Irish, and uh, my mom and my dad and me went, just the three of us, to see Irish themed band on St. Patrick's Day. They could have been anywhere on St. Patrick's. They were here in Richmond, so that was fun. There's a very good performance of them if you catch it on, I think, the reruns of Saturday Night Live, when Margot Kidder, I think she was hosting the St. Patrick's Day. This was back in the late '70s, and I think that might be the first time I saw the Chieftains. And the Chieftains on this album are more, when they play with like country music singers or rock and roll singers and stuff. They usually are kind of normal sounding,
Yeah.
typical sounding. But when they're by themselves, they play really primitive, tribal, Celtic, druid,
Yeah.
pagan type music, and it's all good with the Uilleann pipes and with the bodhrán and all those Irish instruments, and that's why the Chieftains are great. Chieftains also, I didn't know a whole lot about them, but I think my first exposure to them was in the movie Barry Lyndon. They do the music, a lot of the music, not all the music, but they do a lot of the music in the Stanley Kubrick film, Made in Ireland, with Brian O'Neill, Barry Lyndon. So check out anything by the Chieftains. They are so good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so uh, so so you're looking forward to the Christmas season.
Yes, I am.
Yes,
I can't wait. I love Christmas.
you love Christmas, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do too. People are nicer.
Yeah, I know.
This might be the last chance I get to wear this shirt. Look at this shirt.
Yeah.
It's like all different colors.
I like it though. It's cute.
and and everyone gives me a lot of credit and appraisal when I wear this shirt, but I say I don't think this shirt is that great. I tell you why. I think they just were running out of the blue and the black and the red and the green,
Yeah.
and they had these laying around the factory and they just sewed them all together. So someone will buy this shirt. Some guy that has a weird taste in clothes will buy it. Here I am. A shirt for me.
Yay.
So anyway, I wish you and your family a wonderful
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I just want to say thank you for tuning in and hope you have happy Thanksgiving. God bless you.
I'm Kaye Lazar. This is Mary Elizabeth. This is the Mary Elizabeth Variety Hour.
Yeah. Thank you for hosting, Kaye Lazar. Okay.
You're the host. I'm just the guest.
Yeah. It was so good to see you all, and hope you all have a good day. Take care. God bless.